Okay, so I haven't entirely put this idea together. I was just sitting here going, what world can I talk about? And then I started singing the Veronica Mars theme song, and then I was like, no, I hate putting myself out there when it comes to singing, so I'm not gonna just start singing something. Because it did cross my mind, like, oh, I could just sing like parts of a bunch of different show openings. Um, I just rewatched the Veronica Mars movie, the one from that like got kickstarted and everything. Yeah. Anyways, but then I thought, thinking about my insecurity of putting a video online of me singing. I'm not terrible, but I'm also not great, for the record, singing wise. I mean, I have, I guess, some natural talent, but I have absolutely no training, so I am not great. I don't want anyone to assume that I'm like, oh, I'm a great singer, but I don't want to put myself out there. I have gotten compliments on my singing, but I have no training. Anyways, that was a side note. But thinking about how I let my insecurities hold me back from things reminded me of a book I've been reading. So funny enough, it's been somewhat comforting, actually, to know that I know I'm not the only one who has insecurities and anxiety about things, but I've been reading Felicia Day's memoir. Um, you're never weird on the internet. Parentheses almost. Um, and I have not finished it. I'm on chapter 10, I believe. I've been reading a chapter a day since it came out, or at least since it downloaded on my tablet, because I pre-ordered the Kindle version, because I wasn't going to be able to make it to any of her signings, and I was like, I'll just get the Kindle version and just be happy with that. So, anyways, but I've been reading a chapter a night, and it's really interesting. Felicia Day, I honestly don't remember when I first came across Felicia, like, to consciously be like, oh, that's Felicia Day. But it's probably late high school sometime. I graduated in 2010, so it's probably 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. And anyways, I'm almost 100% certain that the first time I saw her was The Guild. There's a slim chance it could have been Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, but I think I saw The Guild first. I think. I'm fairly certain on that point, because I think I didn't see Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog until a bit of time had passed after it came out. Anyways, all I'd say, I'm pretty sure I found out about her from coming across The Guild, which I'm fairly certain was probably, I stumbled across it on YouTube, because I have been on YouTube in some form, not this account, but in some form, I've been on YouTube since the end of 2007. I believe that is correct. I'd have to go back and look at my original account. Which my original account was like, oh, I love anime. I'm going to make anime music videos. Which didn't really work out. Yeah. Plus, it gets really sticky with copyright stuff, which is why I just created a brand new channel after a while, because I was like, I want to post other content. I don't really want to post on a channel that's already been flagged. So, anyways, yeah. So I've been on YouTube in some manner since the end of 2007, I believe. And, man, that's going to bother me now. I feel like I have to look it up. Anyways, so I came across the Guild, and I started watching it. And at the time, I only had limited personal experience with MMOs. I have never, nor do I ever wish to play WoW, largely due to the fact that I don't want to pay a subscription fee. As you may have seen from my previous videos, I am all in for Guild Wars. In fact, I had wanted to play the original Guild Wars, but it just never worked out. I didn't have a good computer. I was using like my grandmother's old computer, which was really poor, but I somehow still got it to run a couple free MMOs that I found. I'd play one for a little while, never have anyone to play with, so then I'd quit. There's one, I want to say it was like Luna Online? I think that's it. That I did once upon a time have a friend in high school who played as well, and so I played that one a teensy bit longer than others, but I still didn't really stick with it because it was hard for her and I to coordinate playing together. Anyways, so I hadn't really played much MMOs up to that point. Like, I dabbled a little, but I was full in on like other video game stuff. So I watched The Guild, and of course I enjoyed it, and stuck with that like for the entire run. I can't remember when I started consciously being like, oh, when's the new episodes coming out? Let's have more. But for the most part, I enjoyed them. I mean, there was some content I personally didn't like the sexual innuendos and then the more obvious in-your-face stuff. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but just kind of the general overall awkwardness, I could, like, I'm not as neurotic as she calls herself about some of the things that she, like, has anxieties over and all in the show, and what I have read from in her memoir. I cannot relate to 100% of the things that she freaks out about. But there's definitely enough things there that I'm like, I am there with you. I totally understand. Like, this makes me feel so much better to be able to relate specifically to somebody else that also has insecurities. And, I mean, the thing with YouTube is, like, I'm an introvert. I would rather hide at home in a corner rather than go out and be with a crowd of people. Like, 1 or 2 people's fine. More than 2 is getting pretty iffy. It does depend upon who it is, but that starts pushing it quite a bit. So anyways, all that to say is that for me, it's been really enjoyable to read Felicia's book, because I've not always been an outcast per se, but I've always felt that disassociation with others, like, we don't have anything in common. But then when you meet someone who loves video games, who plays games that you play, who watches anime you watch, who watches other, fandom shows that you watch, then it's like, friend! So it's nice to see that she also had those, what's the word I'm looking for? Experiences, I guess. That's not the exact word I was looking for. But, hey, look, Pokemon shirt that I've had for, like, forever, since I was a kid. It was bought out of the boys section by my mom for me when I was a kid. Yeah. Anyways, that was a side note, just because I was, like, adjusting and, like, oh, look, I'll show my t-shirt off. Anyways, so, like, she talks in her memoir about all sorts of things, like, as she's growing up, things like she experienced, and then as she was, like, trying to put herself out there to do acting, which she had, like, minimal, like, well, I can't really say minimal. She did say she acted in, like, plays and, like, the community and stuff. But still, like, she only had a peek at, what acting was like, and then she's like, I'm moving out to California and I'm going to become an actress. And I'm like, that would be terrifying. But it's just interesting because, she, you get some insight on the things she's experienced, and it's easy if you've gone through similar situations to relate. And I mean, I was reading a chapter last night. Oh, maybe that was this morning. And it really got to me. I believe it was chapter 9, since I'm on 10 now. I think it was chapter 9. And she was talking about, like, meeting people who would show her, like, one dude, like, showed her this poster, and she could tell he was really nervous about it, and he hands it to her, and she's like, wow, this is amazing. And he's like, she's like, did you make this? And Kinda, yeah. And she's like, well, did it exist before you went on a computer and put this thing together? And he's, well, no. And she's like, quit putting yourself down. This is amazing. This is great. I love it. And then, like, after the guy leaves, she, like, excuses herself to go behind a curtain and, like, cry for him because, you know, she was so upset that he couldn't see how good he was. And, I mean, I don't always feel like that, but especially since I got my degree in art, like, I look at my stuff and I'm like, this isn't that great. Like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not amazing. And so I'm always hesitant about putting my work out there. I mean, I have some pieces that I'm pretty proud of. That doesn't mean they don't have any flaws, but I've gotten it to the point where I'm not all, no one can see this, sort of thing. So, it's interesting. And, I appreciate her book greatly, and I can't wait to finish it. I do believe I am towards the end now. But it's just a reminder that just because you have anxieties about things and just because you don't think something that you make is great, that doesn't mean you shouldn't share it with others. That doesn't mean you should put yourself down. That just means you need to create more so that you can make better quality things. And I'm sorry it took me nearly 12 minutes to get to that point, but it's encouraging. And while I don't think I'm going to be able to make super great, amazing quality videos for the last 30, yeah, 31. I was like going over the thing in my head about how many days each month have. Yeah, August has 31 days, so 12 days left. Well, 11 after this one, I guess. I can't guarantee that I'm going to make better content for the rest of this month because my goal is just to make videos, to have something to post. But I really, really do want to make more videos and better quality videos. And all that's going to depend upon if I can get a job, what kind of job I get, how much time I have to put into that and all. But creating things, sharing with others, attempting to make people happy, to give them some enjoyment, some humor, make them smile, laugh, you know. That's one of the things I really want to do in life, is make people happy. I have other goals, but that's one of the main things. I want to make people happy, and I want them to see the beauty of the things around them and not be so, I'm terrible, life is terrible, nobody likes me, you know, that kind of thing. Like, everyone's important. And I want to make sure people know that and appreciate the importance of the people around them. So, yeah. Till next time.